Close sports polls from Philadelphia. NFL insiders Lorenzo Reyes and Mike Jones look ahead to Super Bowl 52's matchup between the Patriots and Eagles. The Super Bowl 52 matchup is set, so here are 10 storylines to monitor heading into the Eagles-Patriots clash on Feb. 4 history. Stop us if you've heard this before, but you should probably hear it anew. The Patriots are making a record 10th Super Bowl appearance. No other franchise has reached the game more than 8 times and have their sights set on a 6th Lombardi trophy, which would tie the Steelers' all-time record. A New England win would also mark the 3rd time a team has won the Super Bowl 3 times over a 4-year stretch. The 1992, 93 and 95 Cowboys did it first, followed by the 2001, 03 and 04 Patriots. These Patriots would also be the first NFL team to repeat since those 2004 Pats did it. By beating the Eagles in Super Bowl 39, Bill Belichick will extend his own record by appearing for the 8th time as a head coach and could push another mark forward by getting a 6th victory, and he'd be able to rechristen his boat 8 rings, as he also won a pair as a coordinator for Bill Parcells' New York Giants in 1986 and 1990. Last, and certainly not least, is quarterback Tom Brady, who will suit up for the record 8th time as a player, improving a record he already had. Earning ring number 6 would also break the hardware tie he currently enjoys with Hall of Fame pass rusher Charles Haley. Brady also owns a slew of Super Bowl career passing records: attempts 309, completions 207, yards 2,071 and TDs 15 among them, that hell only make more unattainable. And, naturally, a 5th Super Bowl MVP would be gravy, given no other player in NFL history has 4. History. This will be the Eagles' 3rd trip to the Super Bowl, and they're still looking for their first triumph. In fact, long-suffering Philly fans last enjoyed an NFL championship in 1960, 6 years before the first Super Bowl. Making matters worse, the other 3 teams in the NFC East, Cowboys, Giants, Redskins, have combined for 12 wins on Super Sunday. This seemed like a special Eagles squad when Carson Wentz looked to be on his way to an MVP season. Hopes may not have been totally dashed when he ripped up his knee in Week 14, but optimism that this may be a long-awaited team of destiny is certainly back in force now. More Eagles vs. Patriots Super Bowl 52 preview. 3 things to know more upon further review. Underdog Eagles look to have their day in Super Bowl. More Eagles. Lane Johnson looking to dethrone pretty boy Tom Brady. Patriots last hurrah. ESPN published a harrowing story Jan. 5 during the Patriots bye week, alleging great tension within the walls of one Patriot place, and floated a theory this could be the last time Belichick, Brady and owner Robert Kraft will operate under the same tent. That seems increasingly unlikely given Brady is under contract for 2 more years, while once apparent heir apparent Jimmy Garoppolo is now busy trying to restore the 49ers' luster, but these Pats are due for serious transition regardless of what happens at the top of the organizational flowchart. Offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels and defensive coordinator Matt Patricia, both have been in their current roles since 2012, and Patricia has been on staff since 2004, are expected to move on to head coaching opportunities in Indianapolis and Detroit, respectively. The last time New England lost both coordinators, following that Super Bowl 39 defeat of Philadelphia, Charlie Weis and Romeo Crennel both left the team, spent a decade searching for its next championship. Continuity, after all, is key. And from a roster perspective, New England could lose left tackle Nate Solder, cornerback Malcolm Butler, receiver Danny Amendola, running back Dion Lewis and special teams ace Matthew Slater to free agency. Insider info. Part of New England's brilliance is constant evolution and the ability to attack, defend and beat teams in various forms. Still, the Eagles might at least call some tendencies of individual Patriots and perhaps other insights from running back LeGarrette Blount, a Patriot from 2013 to 2016 minus a side trip to Pittsburgh in 2014, and defensive end Chris Long, who got a ring with New England last season. Gronk. Watch All-Pro Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski was lost to a concussion in the first half of the AFC Championship game. Yes, HES got 2 weeks to recover, but concussions are scary and tricky. Gronk is in his 8th season, but HES only been healthy for a Super Bowl once, the victory over Seattle 3 years ago when he caught 6 passes for 68 yards and a TD against one of the best defenses in recent NFL memory. A severe ankle injury limited him in the Super Bowl 46 loss to the Giants, and he missed last season's matchup with Atlanta. He's obviously a key to New England's offense and a player almost sure to make a significant impact, if he's healthy. Eagles Pro Bowl safety Malcolm Jenkins may be the man given the unenviable task of slowing No. 87, not your fraternal twins Patriots if it seems like the New England lineup, aside from Brady, changes every 5 minutes. Well, of the 22 starters the Patriots used in Super Bowl 51 against Atlanta, only half started Sunday against Jacksonville. Regulars like defensive back Duron Harmon and wideout Chris Hogan subbed into the AFC Championship game, while Amendola came off the bench versus the Falcons. Still, the 2017 Patriots are significantly different from the 2016 Patriots. In Gronkowski, Brandon Cooks, James Harrison, Stephon Gilmore, Blount, Julian Edelman, Malcolm Mitchell, Martellus Bennett, Rob Ninkovich, Donta Hightower, Logan Ryan. Foles factor Nick Foles has never taken a snap against the Patriots in his 6-year career. That's probably an advantage for New England, given its aforementioned ability to go the chameleon route and devise an entirely different scheme from whatever Foles might study on tape, no matter how far back he digs into the film vault. But Wentz fill-in deserves credit, too, especially in the wake of a rocky return to the starting role after Wentz went down Dec. 10. But the playoffs have been a different story. The Falcons and Vikings both packed talented defenses, and neither was probably overly concerned about Foles besting them. Well, call it the Foles folly. He was efficient in beating Atlanta, then deadly against Minnesota's toe-pranked defense, which he shredded for 352 yards and 3 TDs through the air. Foles' HASNT committed a turnover in the postseason, and his 122.1 QB rating even makes Brady's 105.0 look pedestrian by comparison. Foles' supporting cast All-Pro right tackle Lane Johnson is the mainstay of an offensive line that's continued to thrive despite a season-ending knee injury to stalwart left tackle Jason Peters. Center Jason Kelce and guards Brandon Brooks and Steven Wisniewski have been superlative inside. And Pro Bowl tight end Zach Ertz headlines a diverse group of skill players that also showcases receivers Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Agholor and Torrey Smith, with Blount, J.J. and Corey Clement working out of the backfield. Not one member of the NFL's third-ranked scoring attack had 1,000 yards from scrimmage, however 7 of them had at least 400, including 499 from Ajayi 6.2 yards per touch in just 7 games following his mid-season trade from the Dolphins. However, keep an eye on Peters' replacement, Halapoulivaati Vaitai. He could be the weak link the Pats look to exploit and the player the Eagles might need to mask against the likes of Harrison and Trey Flowers. The key matchup Super Bowl 52 could pivot on how well Brady handles the Eagles' defensive line, a deep group anchored by Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox, who is flanked by highly underrated studs Brandon Graham, Timmy Jernigan and Vinny Curry, with long and first-rounder Derek Barnett rotating in off the bench. Philly's front four generated 33 of the team's 38 regular season sacks and doesn't need help from the linebackers to apply pressure. It's also the foundation of the league's toe-pranked run defense. What does that mean for Brady? His quick release and penchant for distributing the ball to slot man Amendola, Gronkowski and running backs like Lewis and James White could be as crucial as ever, given the unlikelihood the Eagles will give Brady time to wait on slow-developing plays, plus the fact that their run D could render play action ineffective. Bulletin board The Jaguars showed no fear of the Patriots and played that way, giving New England all it could handle in the AFC title game at Gillette Stadium. Johnson apparently isn't cowed, either, saying after the Eagles beat the Vikings, "Hey, Tom Brady. Pretty boy Tom Brady. He's the best quarterback of all time, so nothing I'd like to do more than dethrone that guy." Brady is the only remaining player from the team's Super Bowl 39 matchup, though apparently Johnson holds a grudge from that game, too, for what they did to us in 2004. To get payback, there would be nothing sweeter than that, he said. "I remember watching that game when I was 14 years old. I was hoping the Eagles would win. Just coming up short. You could feel the pain, and you could also feel the passion of what this city wants. And we're here, so it's right at our fingertips." Jeffrey Lurie, who's owned the Eagles for nearly 24 years, is also eager to finally hoist the Lombardi Trophy, saying, "We have something to do in Minneapolis. One more win." And of course there's Jeffrey's innocuous but memorable prediction uttered on the final day of the 2016 season: "One guarantee, you will win the Super Bowl next year." Sure, he was a Chicago Bear at the time, but, taken verbatim, his unqualified prognostication has not yet been debunked. Meanwhile, the Patriots plan to do their talking between the lines. Seems to work for them. Follow Nate Davis on Twitter at @BinusHeDavis. Photos. One great shot from every Super Bowl.